boys and girls of grade 6. I am teacher Melinda Hughes, and today we will do social studies. For social studies, we will look at the topic politeness. So boys and girls, politeness is a topic that you would have been exposed to in the previous grades. So that for politeness, we will examine rules for better living. But before we do, let us review the definition for politeness. What is politeness? Politeness is having or showing good manners. Good manners for other people. Being polite simply helps you to have appropriate and considerate behavior, which will enable you to form good manners and become more socially attentive when you grow up. So simply put, politeness is a life skill. It helps you to develop into positive, sociable adults. So as children, boys and girls, it is important that you be polite. Under politeness, we will look at rules that will enhance your life. So we look at rules for better living. For example, we have a situation with a boy who refuses to listen to his parents. And so as they speak to him and they're trying to get his attention, he blocks his ear. That simply doesn't reflect politeness. That simply reflects that he wants to be rude. He doesn't want to listen to his parents. And so if we take that situation and we apply it to our lives and we practice that daily, then after a while, we will have no friends. No one will want to interact with us. And then when you become an adult, then you will be left alone. So what can be done? In other words, instead of blocking and exhibiting stubbornness, he can simply listen to his parents despite they may not be saying the things that he wants to hear. Instead of sitting and not listening or showing a sign of rudeness, he can listen to his parents, and by listening, he cooperates with them, and then it will help him to act in a reasonable or better manner. So what are some of the habits or what are some rules that enhance good manners? Let's take a look. Good manners entail saying, "Good morning," "Excuse me," "Thank you," "You're welcome," "Please," "May I." Good manners also entail 1. Wait your turn. Use polite words like "You're welcome," "Thank you," "Excuse me, please." Listen carefully when someone else is speaking. Cooperate with others. Show appreciation. Give compliments. Rules for better living. What are rules? Rules are set regulations or principles that govern the conduct or behavior of people. So there are rules that govern people's behavior. Where are these rules made or kept? 1. In the home. In the home, you are expected to obey your parents. Secondly, you need to show respect for older friends and relatives. Be courteous to your friends and relatives are all part of rules that help to shape your behavior, your conduct as you interact with individuals. As a matter of fact, obeying rules help an individual to develop appropriate behavior. Next, we have rules in school. Not only at home are there rules or set regulations and principles that govern someone's behavior, but also in school. So, boys and girls, in school, there are rules that guide and govern how pupils should behave. For example, attend school regularly and punctually. Pupils must always be dressed in uniforms. Those are simple rules that must be obeyed. Pupils must obey the school bell. So, boys and girls, not only in school are you expected to obey rules, but even among elders. So, in your home, at your place of worship, even in the supermarket, on the streets, when you travel, there are usually elderly persons. And so you can practice good manners, you can show respect for elders, you can greet them, you can help them when you see the need. In addition to obeying rules and showing respect for elders, there are rules that govern people's behavior when they travel. So, for example, if you're traveling by boat, then there is a life jacket or there are life jackets that should be worn. There are rules for traveling by boat, especially those that are plying the Demerara River. What do we do? We should not overload. We should not enter any of those boats if the required amount is met. So that means no extra passenger should get on a boat once it has the required capacity. When traveling by vehicle, then a seatbelt should be worn, or by motorcycle, a helmet. Do not smoke. These are rules that govern traveling. In addition to that, do not carry firearm, weapons, or explosives unless you are authorized to do so. And of course, boys and girls, you're not expected to have a firearm or weapons or explosives while you travel. There are also rules that govern how people behave when they walk on the road. So those are pedestrians. Pedestrians are expected to walk on the right-hand side of the road. They are expected to use the pedestrian crossing. In addition to that, those who walk or use the road on foot should walk two abreast. There should be no running, no playing, since those can lead to accidents which can take lives. Drivers who use the road should also observe the speed limit. There are rules that govern sports and games. So when persons are engaged in games or a sporting event, rules are there that govern how persons or players should behave. So for example, 1, players should obey decisions made by the referee or umpire. They should follow given instructions. And also, they should be friendly to their opponents. Now, if rules are broken or when rules are broken, there is a consequence or there are consequences. So breaking of rules should not be the desire of any individual, since it will not reflect that you are or that individual is a sociable person or wants to be considerate. So when you break rules or when rules are broken at home, the consequence is some form of punishment. When rules are broken at school, there is also some form of punishment. What can happen? Boys and girls, you can either be placed in a time-out corner. That is, you are taken away from regular activities and placed in a corner where you are left to recuperate or make amends with yourself and then come back to your senses, as some people may say. Rules that are broken at a workplace, let's say someone goes to work and rules are broken there, it can result in that person being disciplined or fired. And in that case, that individual will lose earning. Such kinds of behaviors and practices are really not healthy for individuals. When rules are broken at a societal or at the country level, it results in someone or that individual being punished by the courts. So when rules are broken, indeed, there are consequences. When rules are broken while playing games, the player can be disqualified or taken off of the court or the field wherever the game is being played for a moment, and that can really affect the team because it might very well be one of the key players. So when rules are broken at home, at the workplace, in society or some part of the country, or even during playing a game, there are consequences. Even when traveling, when rules are broken, result sometimes in an accident, which leads to persons or individuals losing a limb, or more detrimentally, losing their lives. So boys and girls, we can see that rules are important, and rules enhance better living. As a matter of fact, rules help boys and girls and even adults to have appropriate and considerate behavior. It also helps boys and girls to form good manners and become socially attentive as they grow. So then, it is important that you practice good manners in order to show that you are obeying rules. Where do you practice? At home, at school, among elders, while traveling, while using the road, while playing games. Rules are important. If rules are not obeyed, then they are broken and there are consequences. No one likes to be punished. So boys and girls, I encourage you, I implore you to obey rules and practice good manners, as it will enhance your development as you grow into adulthood.